Let him report on these situations. If he heard, let him answer. In the plane, a man explains on the phone that the target has been subdued. On the other side, we expected no less from such a great assassin. Dispatching a mission so quickly is a real miracle. But an infernal noise took hold of the entire device. The assassin asks what's going on. Codename Wolf. He always worked hard for their organization. But he knows too much. Let him die with all his secrets. A young man with white hair had just woken up with a start. What had just happened? But above all, where is he? Wasn't he killed when the plane exploded? His head hurts. Something seems to have affected his brain. 1,000 years ago, as a blood moon streaked across Earth's skies, spatial dimensions opened up. This was the beginning of the era of calamities. A plethora of monsters have ravaged the globe. Despite technological advances, human weapons had not the slightest effect on these terrible creatures. In 10 years, there were 100 million human lives lost, and civilization was on the verge of annihilation. But the birth of beastly spirit masters brought an ounce of hope to humanity. Over time, more and more people are awake and got different beasts. Each new generation of beastly spirit masters was stronger and more talented than the previous one. So, humanity was finally able to successfully create a civilization capable of competing and stopping the invasion of monsters. At the heart of humanity's new hope, beast spirit masters were ranked on their skills. This ranking ranged from E rank to triple S rank. Him, the Inuan, and his bestial spirit belong to the lowest rank, rank E. He has no family or any friends. He can only count on his bestial spirit to prove himself. And as if that wasn't enough, he spent his life being humiliated. All his classmates kept harassing him. And this, at any moment, whenever he wanted, he was treated like real trash. Our hero, the assassin Wolf, now the Inuan, noted that the gods took pity on his sad fate. Manipulated by his own people in his world, he was given a new chance. He had been greeted by the spirit of the Inuan. So like that, he is like him, someone who has been abandoned. Our hero could not move his body. The Inuan tells Agent Wolf that since this is so, he just has to leave this cruel world with him. But our protagonist replies that leaving in such a disappointed way is not something for him. Doesn't he want to take his revenge? Revenge? He's already dead. And he's just a poor person occupying his body. But our hero replies that pity does not equal weakness. Why should he give up and let the world decide their fate? Why couldn't they change it and decide for themselves? The Inuan asks him if we really need to continue living until the end when you suffer so much. Agent Wolf firmly tells him that the pain he felt is solely due to the fact that he was never able to choose. But now, he will live according to his own desire. The Inuan tells him that he is just phrasing things nicely. But if he continues to remain in his pitiful body, it's only a matter of time before he joins him. But if he doesn't know, how could he know? He doesn't believe that what he calls his pitiful body will stay this bad forever. He will prove to the world that he is the sole master of his destiny. The deceased tells him that he is truly a unique person. However, he wants him to achieve what he aspires to. Let him take his revenge for him. From today, he will be the Inuan. Our hero could finally move his body. There is no doubt about it. He will avenge him who was forced to abandon his flesh. But it remains to be seen how he could become stronger. If the rank system of this world is anything to go by, rank E beast spirits only correspond to jobs that pay little. He won't even be able to make ends meet like that. And then, he does not intend to survive on the minimum. All he has to do is return to his previous job and become an assassin again. The system had detected that the other had guarded a bestial soul. It is now linked with the monster evolution system. His bestial soul is the black lizard. Immature state. Rank E talent. 10 centimeters for 1. 2 kilograms. Mastery bite and claw attack. Our hero was wondering what all this is, until a small dragon appeared from his side and greeted him. He is Jiao Weilong. From now on, he will accompany him and watch his growth. Step by step, he is convinced that he will become strong. The Inuan asks him if he is the system. Exactly. From now on, they are partners who will have to trust each other. He hopes they get along well. But our protagonist remained silent and hit the road. The little dragon asks him where he is going. Isn't he curious about what he can help her achieve? The Inuan tells him that he will ask him questions when he has time. For now, there is something important he needs to do. Now. The system asks him what it is. But if he needs him, he just has to ask him. Further into the city. Stop ignoring him. Has Sumuksha finally finished running from him? She asks him what he is doing. It's simple. He hopes she can go out with him. But stop dreaming out loud. Does he really believe that she will succumb to him and his despotic power? He knows very well that she is an S-rank beast spirit master. But she woke up recently and he found some rams for the occasion. Does she think he can't get what he wants? His words are starting to annoy him. But he continues. He forgot to tell her. He took care of smashing up this trash. She screams and asks him what he did to Lin Yuan. The guy replies that he was too arrogant. This useless bastard isn't allowed to look him in the eye. But now that there are only two of them, she has no choice but to go out with him. At the speed of lightning, he had surprised all the guards. He grabbed another kid. Zhua couldn't believe it. Lin Yuan. The bodyguards, having thrown themselves on him, dodged them all as the jester had just crashed to the ground. He screams at them to shoot him. This had activated their beast fusion power. Our hero wonders if he can do the same, but the system tells him that his bestial spirit is only a weak black lizard. He must devour to obtain evolution points, as well as winning battles to obtain treasure chests. In short, rewards. But Agent Wolf, in Lin Yuan's body, asks the system if he can fight without using his beast spirit. Stunned, he tells him that he must be crazy to do that. A single blow from his opponents would be enough to bring him down. But he's more likely to stay there with the fusion rather than using his assassin skills. The bodyguards threw themselves on our hero, who remained silent. A blow. What a pathetic idiot. He's going to be massacred. Shredded. And crushed. In front of the harasser, two silhouettes could be distinguished. Our hero had just jumped at the werewolf's blow, which he broke effortlessly. One less. Shue couldn't believe that he would be able to take down a master of Rambe without fusion with his own hands. It's a good thing he has a body to match from his previous life. It makes up for his current lack of strength. Shue found Inu and so classy and strong. The little dragon had just congratulated our hero and told him that he had managed to defeat a Rambe. He thus obtains a black iron treasure chest. Our hero asks him what he is talking about. Well, thanks to this chest, he can get super equipment or talent evolution points. Opening. The system exults with joy. It's a book of random talents. He will be able to obtain a talent. These are classified between rank E and A. However, he only has a 1% chance of obtaining an A-rank talent. But for the Inu-an, anything will do as long as it's not an E-rank talent. Luck had finally smiled on him. He's an A-rank talent. White light. When he launches his fusion with his bestial spirit, it will be able to emit white light at very high temperature. From the height of 100,000 degrees Celsius, it can melt steel. What incredible luck. But now is not the time for celebration. He intends to get rid of them, one by one. The stalker yells at his henchmen to shoot him. He will give them 100,000 euros each. The beautiful Shue asks for another euro if he needs help. It can merge if necessary. But the Inu-an tells him that he doesn't need it. She is one of the only good people that the real Inu-an has known. He can't afford to risk her getting hurt. Faced with the attacks of the masters, he dodges them effortlessly until he can counterattack. And suddenly, he broke the skull of one of his attackers. The elephant fusion had been put into service. It's a new victory. He obtained a new black iron treasure chest. But before even opening it, he intends to end this fight. The bodyguards didn't expect them to be so fast. And suddenly, he crushed their heads against each other. Their Aussie had been sent to the mat. The jester from earlier was much less serene. Facing the Kuru of the Inu-an, he begs him to spare him. But it's too late for that. The earth shook after the slaughter of the one who had caused the first orb of this body to take shape. Shue was speechless at the spectacle she had witnessed. Our hero tells him that they can go. For sure, This guy is not about to harass her in the future. But she feels ashamed as a rank master, comfortable with having done nothing. Normally, she was the one who should have saved him. And yet, she had never imagined that he was so strong. The Inu and asks him if he has something on his face. She has been spending her time looking at him since earlier. All red, she told him embarrassed that she just wanted to thank him. She's sorry he got caught up in his business. And even though, it was he who saved him. But that's normal, they are classmates after all. Saddened by his words, Shue mutters that she thought they were at least friends. Our hero asks her what is she mumbling. Nothing at all. It's already getting late, she'd better go home. She will see him tomorrow at school. She felt terribly embarrassed for letting that slide. Leaving quickly in a cute way, the system reappears and tells our hero that he is a little bastard. But Lin Yuan tells him not to talk nonsense. She is one of the few friends of the original owner of this body. It's natural for him to have to protect her given the circumstances. At any rate, it's time for them to talk about their little affairs. The little dragon was terrified. He expected no less from a former assassin. His look and tone of voice are terrifying. At Lin Yuan's home, he tried fusion with his bestial spirit. A powerful energy shines from him. But the system laughed at his transformation. He's ridiculous. Lin Yuan finally understood why everyone treated him and his bestial spirit as trash. The system haughtily asks him if he needs his advice. Let him speak. Well, it's simple. Its goal will be to devour to obtain evolution points and use them to strengthen itself. He can obtain his evolution points through treasure chests. But what exactly does he mean by devouring? Pointing at the fridge and telling him he just needs to eat some meat. Bestial spirits are like animals. His first priority will be to feed himself. Let him keep in mind that he must keep fit and eat raw meat. Having opened his fridge, our hero was facing a juicy chicken. The dragon tells him that he shouldn't wait any longer if he wants to become strong. The spirit inflamed by his motivation, Lin Yuan must do everything possible to become stronger. Swallowing the chicken greedily, the system tells him that he successfully devoured fresh chicken meat. He obtained 5 evolution points. In this case, that he uses them to increase his size. Once done, our hero's fusion had grown a lot. It's already digested. He's going to order more meat tonight. This evening, it's a feast. No problem for the system. The next day, and after swallowing 100 wild rabbits, as well as all the food in the fridge, the little lizard had become very big. He had reached rank B. A 7-star war beast measuring 3.1 m and 540 kilograms. The size of his bestial spirit is much more respectable now. However, he didn't imagine that anything other than his level would go up. At any rate, and even though he is no longer the mediocre he was, it's still not enough. He needs more evolution points. And the faster its size will grow, the sooner he will have to find a place to live so as not to attract attention. Something like a shed would do. As he was lucky enough to be reincarnated in a world like this, he added an eye to the pinnacle of the masters. He had found his infamous stalkers. They were ready to humiliate our hero once again. The guy he arrested, it's Li Feng. He is accompanied by Jiang Lei. If those bastards harassed Lin Yuan, it's because they are the 2 lapdogs of one of the 2 S-rank masters of their school. Humux Zuan. Li Feng bellows our hero asking if he has lost his tongue. Let him get the hell out of here and don't have to repeat himself. F***ck him. The stalker tells him to repeat it to C. But our hero asks him if he doesn't understand French. Zuan calls out to Lin Yuan. So the weakest in school is arrogant today. He can kill his black lizard here now and effortlessly. How dare he play this in front of them? Trash like him has no business here. Their school is not trash. If he were in his place, he would have already found a place to fuck off. It's a shame, but he plans to live a long time. Hold, whether he believes it or not, why bury him immediately? Lin Yuan is just waiting for this. But their altercation is interrupted by the arrival of their teacher. Professor Zhang Yu. Zuan tells our hero that he is lucky today, but it won't be the same next time. The system tells our protagonist that this guy is way too arrogant. At any rate, he found it very calm today. Lin Wan replies that he has an S-rank beast spirit. For now, he can afford to get on his high horse. But there will come a day when his blood will quench the thirst of the earth. He loves to make himself appear relaxed by using the crudest words. Teacher Yu calls out to her students and tells them that today, the school will distribute cultivation items for everyone. These are beast spirit crystals. Our hero asks the system what it is. He replies that these crystals are formed when the blood and flesh of a monster melt into the ground after its death. They are generally divided into 4 categories, either lower, weak, mediums and above. They contain a tremendous amount of energy, which can be absorbed by beast spirits to greatly increase their capacity. In this world, these crystals are like currency. The highest the rank, the highest the price. Some can sell for several thousand euros. Yu tells them that the school will give them stones based on the rank of their beast spirit. This will teach them a lesson about the cruelty of their world. In other words, power is absolute. The strongest rise to the top where the weakest are crushed. It is the law of the strongest that governs their world. Humo Xian awakens an S-rank beast spirit, the reptile skeleton king. He will thus take 10 higher grade crystals. The students discuss this distribution. In other words, Humo Xian and Samuksha will take the most. Both have S-rank beast spirits. They are destined for a bright future. About it, there is also their former lord who had watched over the great golden raven. It seems that he is now a 9-star expert lord. Some people are lucky. Xian will definitely become as strong as him. Faced with the latter, his former uncle tells him that even though he has an excellent start, he must not rest on his laurels. He must continue to develop his talents through his work. And little by little, he will be able to reach the level of master lords. He thanks his teacher and tells her that he will not disappoint her. Yu now calls out to Jiangli. This summoned the rank A rock beetle. He will thus obtain 5 medium crystals. Li Feng and his B-rank tornado demon wolf will have 5 weak crystals. Possibly, our hero's turn came. For his E-rank black lizard, these are 5 lower crystals which will be given to him. The students laughed. They had almost broken the record for worst beastly spirit in the school. They howled with laughter. They would be better off getting a job on a construction site than continuing to embarrass their school. He thanks Ba, the immense non-teacher, who sighs and tells him to work hard. Xian doesn't care who he is in love with. Its crystals can be purchased for a few coins. They are filled with radioactive radiation. Never, he cannot use it to feed his bestial mind. Even he wouldn't want that kind of trash. On the other hand, it's perfect for someone like him. The system explains to him that the lower crystals are formed once the monster's flesh and blood are polluted by radiation. This happens when monsters are eliminated with atomic weapons. On the other hand, the radiation contains strong energy that can be absorbed by his ability, which allows him to devour. In short, it's great for him. In his goodness, her teacher tells her that she will make the school give her a higher rank crystal in her name. He thanks her for her kindness, but he preferred that she give him an inferior crystal. Did he not listen to anything she said to him? She knows very well that he wants to make her beastly spirit become stronger quickly, but he can't feed it with a large quantity of these dangerous crystals. Annoyed by his response, he tells her that in this case, he accepts his present as it is. Ziyuan couldn't stand the preferential treatment the Inuan received. He doesn't deserve anything with his rotten talent. The system calls out to our hero and tells him that a powerful crystal can be exchanged for 100 inferior ones. However, and outside of him, no normal person would need that much. In this case, what does he have to do? He only needs to go to the Beast Spirit Palace and make the exchange there after class. This is the only place where he can hope to obtain so many inferior crystals. The finished distribution had challenged the Inuan. He asks her what she is doing there. To which she replies that they should just go home together after school. She has something to tell him. It suits him. She continues by telling him that she heard from the elder that the one who harassed her left the school. Very good news. The small group of stalkers couldn't stand the campus beauty hanging out with that jerk Inuan. Isn't she S-rank? The fatman replies that she woke the snow fox at 9 quetzales. But how come this Inuan is so lucky despite his E-rank spirit? He couldn't bear that teacher Hugh and Exude Beauty treated him so well. The finished lessons were waiting for him at the exit. What kind of drugs did he give the teacher and Hugh to receive such preferential treatment? Last time he and the other rich guy in their class had organized a heroic rescue operation to win the beauty's heart. And yet this bastard suddenly left school and disappeared. Ultimately, it's a genius like him that Hugh deserves. He is nothing other than a poor waste. Agent Wolf understood. He was the one who pushed the Inuan to put both feet on the other side. Grabbing him by the collar, Hugh tells him that he has no interest in seeing him next to Hugh again. And if he sees them again, he should lower his eyes. The assassin had to hold back. If he does this, it would cause problems at school and it would be a disservice to his teacher. Hugh tells him that he doesn't want to come to that. But trash people like him shouldn't have high hopes. He will open Hugh's eyes and show him what he is really worth. On the other hand, she doesn't want her to believe that he is one of those strong people who harasses the weak. So what does he think of that? In 7 days there will be the beast test. If our hero passes, he will eat an entire bag of lesser crystals. On the other hand, if he fails, he will have to disappear from this place. Our hero asks him if he is really ready to risk so much. But why should he be afraid of a bet with a trash like him? In this case he's up for it. In the evening he finally finds Shue, who asks him what took him so long. He replies that he was annoyed by the hassle. At any rate, why did she want to find him? Well, it's not much. But there, his spirit is none other than the 9-tailed snow fox. Being of rank S, the school gave him 10 superior crystals. She just wanted to give him half. But why would she do that? Well, she understood that he only had 5 inferior crystals. Yet last time when he saved him he was incredible. He massacred all his B ranks alone. If he trains and continues to work hard he will become even stronger. So how dare he neglect him so much? Our hero appreciates his gesture, but he cannot accept it. However, Shue tells him that she has heard that the beast test is anything but simple. Even B-rank spirits can fail. And she doesn't need as many crystals. She prefers a body to absorb them. It would be much more useful to him for the test. But if she gives him so much, isn't she taking the risk of failing? She tells him that he doesn't have to worry about her. With her S-rank spirit she could pass without any crystals. In this case he offers her a deal. If E2 manages to pass the beast test he will accept his offer. She is delighted with such a response. Anyway, he better go get ready, they have no time to waste. During the test she will be captivated by her combat abilities. The little dragon is happy that she is so worried about him. But let it matter, but let him bring him to the palace of the beastly spirits. The system was getting tired of him growing cold so quickly. Once at the palace, the system explains to Lin Yuan that this place is dedicated to masters of beastly spirits. This will also be the location where his next exam will be held. Alright, in this case they just have to make the exchange. Once at the office, the employee couldn't believe that Lin Yuan wanted to get rid of a superior crystal for mediocre inferior crystals. But finally here are his 100 crystals. However, he will owe him 50 balls for transaction fees. Once paid, our hero did not take his rest and immediately turned around. The system asks him if there is a chance that the man thought he was crazy. But Lin Yuan tells him that there is only a fine line between genius and psycho. In an abandoned hangar on the edge of the city he could freely merge with his bestial spirit. Once done, all he had to do was devour the crystals. The system tells him that he has successfully absorbed the radiation. That gives him 1,000 evolution points. And to think that one chicken only makes 5. A single lesser crystal gives him 1,000. 100 of them will give him 100. Levels range from 1 to 9 stars. Currently he is a 7-star war beast. Beyond the war beasts are the general beasts and then the king beasts. Finally we find the lords and the royal rank which sits at the top. In short, thanks to all these points he will have no difficulty in passing the beastly test. 7 days later at the Palace of Beast Spirits the students were ready to take the exam. Although everyone was extremely nervous. But for his part Zuin and his friends were excessively confident. Teacher, you gave her a top stone. He hopes that this will at least have allowed his little lizard to reach the 1st star. But our hero didn't care about his provocations. He placidly asks his harassers how their comparisons went. Zuin replies that his bestial spirit is already the 8th star. Passing the test is no problem for him. But that's not what our hero asked of him. Did he prepare the lower bag of crystals? The other students wondered if he was crazy to provoke Humozoin. Before he can even get angry, their teachers call out to them all. The test is about to begin. Let them arm themselves with their ID card and admission ticket and line up to enter. Enraged, Zuin yells at Lin Yuan that once the test is over he will find him. On the third floor of the palace the number was called 95821. Lin Yuan. Let him prepare to take the test. The examiner asks him if he has indeed awakened a beastly spirit in front of them. This is indeed the case. He wishes him good luck, but deep down he knows that he doesn't have the slightest chance of succeeding. The combat simulation is about to begin. The countdown finished, our hero had just woken up in the middle of the barren desert. It seems he doesn't have any home advantage here. But he had barely had time to familiarize himself with the place when a regiment attracted his attention. He was facing a 3-star war beast. The wild desert wolf. It was his first enemy who was preparing to devour him alive. But he had killed the monster with one blow. Why is he so weak? The little dragon asks him if he was able to complete the exam without merging. Our hero replies that that is not necessary for the moment. These beasts are mediocre. It was just a warm-up for him. The examiner couldn't believe that he had successfully passed the first level of the exam. Even worse, the Inuan defeated the wolves one by one. He calls out to one of his colleagues and asks him to take a look at this. What is happening? This guy hasn't fused yet and yet he killed a 3-star war beast. The two couldn't believe it. But on his side, our hero managed to beat his opponents with the simple force of his fists. His fights bore him more than anything in the world. Nothing and no one stood a chance against him. The teachers thought he was a monster. This is unheard of in the history of their school. No, it's worse than that. No one has ever been able to take down 3-star war beasts without merging in all of human history. The Inuan examiner asks his colleague if this is considered cheating. After all, the purpose of the exam is to test the power of one's bestial spirit. But he doesn't even need it. His colleague tells him that this is indeed somewhat outside the rules, but it cannot be considered cheating. They need to see if he can finish all 3 levels like that. If he doesn't succeed, he will be disqualified as he normally would have been. Well seen indeed. And then the first 2 levels are simply there to allow the candidate to adapt to the rhythm of the combat. It's the third that really determines winner and loser. It should be impossible for him to pass the 3rd level without using the power of his beast spirit. Even the tremendous power he displays will not allow him to pass. In any case, it's a shame. His beast spirit is only rank E. If he had only been a little stronger, he would have enjoyed a brilliant future. Our system tells our hero to be more careful. This is just the beginning of the test. And barely had these words been spoken, that a mighty beast stood against the clouds. A 6-star war beast. The Wild Wolf King. If he wishes to defeat a 6-star beast, he would need a high-ranking beast spirit accompanied by equally good talent. It's no wonder they said that only masters of rank A or above can pass the test and be considered geniuses. In any case, it's time for him to show his true power. Bestial fusion. The system has been waiting for this moment for so long. Our hero's transformation had begun. This is the S-rank Great Black Lizard. A beastly 3-star general. From the top of its 10.70 m and its 3,540 kilograms, he was ready to annihilate his opponent. No one will resist him. What's the problem if he got the weakest lizard beast? Ultimately, it will grow and grow again. The examiner asked his colleague if he was wrong. Is this really an E rank? Oh, he is not blind. If he doesn't believe it, who looks for himself? But given this size, it is at least a general rank beast. It's absolutely terrifying. It's only been 2 weeks since he woke up and yet his bestial spirit is already at the rank of general. However, this is a feat that only S ranks can accomplish. But his colleague retorts that even for an S rank, it would be practically impossible. It would take a spirit of double rank, even triple S. The Wild Wolf King was not putting on a show. However, he doesn't plan to give up. Rushing with all his strength and all his fury, he was going to try his hand at the endless nightmare. Raising its claws, he tore apart his prey with one blow. The examiners were in shock. He defeated a 6-star general beast in one fell swoop. Let him stay there and continue to record his prowess. He must go meet the chief examiner to talk to him about the situation. This time, it seems that their town of Xena really has a genie in its hands. He is an incredible prodigy who can change the face of the world. A body of wild wolves. At the 4th level, there was another body which presented itself to our hero. This test was disappointing him to a point. The system tells him that the first 3 levels are just used to validate or not the exam. Continuing only leads to better results. It turns out that many prestigious schools refer to the results of the beast test to recruit new teachers. Our hero was facing a king wolf and so savage. It seems that the purpose of the test is simply to determine the adaptability of beast spirit masters to fight without preparation. Even so, it's way too simple for him. The roar of the ignoble had just carried away the sword in doubt. And with lightning speed, he rushed towards her. It's really child's play. He destroys them without the slightest effort. His victory is absolute. It remains to be seen how many levels this test contains. The chief examiner, Zhao Qianai, was somewhat annoyed to see one of the supervisors leave his post to find him. Is he just aware that he just broke the rules? But the man justifies himself. If he came to meet him, it's about the performance of one of the candidates which is far beyond comprehension. He definitely needs to take a look at this for himself. His rank has nothing to do with his performance. The boss interrupts him and asks him if this is not normal. Many of them reveal themselves and excel in combat situations. Some B ranks perform better than A ranks. There is no reason to be shocked about this. But the supervisor tells him that he is talking about an E rank. The chief examiner asks him how someone with such a low rank had the courage to take the test. However, rather, he's angry that he has to waste his time just because an E-rank candidate is taking their exam. But please, let him form an opinion after seeing what he is about to show him. An E-rank master. Don't tell him he took the test. Seeing Lin Yuan's fusion, Zhao couldn't believe his eyes. Are they really sure it's an E-rank spirit? Now, he understands why they called him here. From what they were able to observe, his combat skills are those of a beast general. For now, he is currently tackling the 10th level of the test. The 10th and last of their exam. The difficulty is incredibly high since the candidate faces 10 7-star wild wolf kings. One of the examiners tells him that if he passes the 10th level, this would prove that he possesses the combat abilities of a beast general, is not it? Not only, he would become a target for all the most prestigious schools, which would absolutely like to recruit him. Those who manage to feel victorious over the 10 levels are, without exception, geniuses. If there is no incident, this child's next achievement will be to at least reach the rank of Lord. At this rate, there is even a chance that he will achieve the impossible and achieve royal rank. But they must not get too far ahead. They still have to complete the 10th level. In the heart of the desert, Lin Yuan thought that the 10th level would at least have general rank beasts. But it's just 10 wild wolf kings. They are all insignificant. No matter how much of this trash comes to him, they will forever be nothing but miserable stains. Having defeated the first half of the group of wolves, the others rush towards our hero. They will bite him until they tear off his chain and muscles. But his defense is such that the wolves break and reach for him. It can resist attacks from so many war beasts of this star. Attack, defense, speed, strike force. Everything is perfect. If they're telling him this guy is actually E-rank, there's a chance he'll throw himself off a bridge. If they more, he will make short work of it. Opening its mouth, the wolves were so surprised that the examiners. They had just launched a powerful magical attack on his opponents, which had swept them away. The 10th level is completed. Everyone was wondering who this talent is. The earth itself trembled at the strength of our hero. Candidate Lin Yuan had officially completed the beast test. It was much simpler than he imagined. Since he passed all 10 levels, he will get an excellent result. Once this is published, he wonders how many people will be shocked. After all, even Humoxen and his S-rank will never be able to get as far as him. He intends to use this exam to get seen by all the most prestigious schools. Like what, even an E-rank beast spirit can also have formidable combat abilities. The examination is thus finished. Once the simulation is complete, and back to the palace, shock reigned in the room. Our hero's data had been officially recorded. He is only 18 years old, and in less than 2 weeks, was he able to rise to the rank of 3-star General Beast in Arianto. This guy is beyond terrifying. Chief Examiner Jo congratulates him on passing the test with flying colors. Since he has passed all the levels, does he know what that means? Wearing a pretty smile, our hero replies that this is a very good result. Oh no, that's not just a good result. With his talent and combat abilities, he is convinced that both the beastly University of Yongjing and that of Modu will do everything to snatch his services. Alright. And when will the results be published? He replies that if there is no problem, he will be able to announce this afternoon. The examiners were surprised by his calmness. Anyone else would have been overexcited by the news. But our hero calmly thanks the examiners and tells them that if this is all for them, he's going to go. But Jo calls out to him. Is there a problem? Doesn't he think his rank is abnormally low? Was there an error registering for his awakening? If there is any problem, he can tell him. He could help her take care of it. No, there was none. He has indeed awakened a very weak bestial spirit. However, he thanks the reviewer for his concerns. One of the supervisors asks his superior if he thinks he is lying. But Jo doesn't think so. He doesn't seem to be lying, but what surprised him the most, it's his state of mind. He achieved tremendous results, but was in no way arrogant. Someone with this talent and mindset is a real gem. The future will for sure see a great beast spirit master. At the entrance to the palace, everyone was waiting for the results. He had challenged our hero. This having joined him, Lin Yuan asks him how his test went. She obviously succeeded, and not that good, but very good. Our protagonist asks her how far she has gone. The 9th. Oh, it's actually not bad. Basically, he didn't expect that she would be able to pass the 9th level. It seems that Juhi's combat skills are much better than he expected. Moreover, it's obvious that she's waiting for him to give her his results. But she refuses to ask him, since it is extremely rare for a master in front of them to pass the 1st level. She's going to be seriously shocked before long. Our hero tells him that since the exam is over, they just have to wait for the results together. He invites her to the restaurant to congratulate her on passing the 9th level. She couldn't have dreamed of anything better. Let him take her to where they went last time. But it's quite far. Chances are he won't be able to make it on time for the results announcement. But how important is all this? She tells him that everything is already confirmed, it's just a matter of ranking. She's not wrong. If everything goes normally, no one should obtain a better result than him. They can afford to go there. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, on the square of the Palace of Beast Spirits, we get annoyed. Let it pass. But who is he to be so arrogant? It is none other than the number 1 of the Zen AI school. The S-rank prodigy, Yumak Swan. He managed to pass the 7th level, which is the same result as last year's 1st place. There is no doubt, 1st place is for him. What does he want? He is doomed to draw attention like the star he is. He made colossal preparations for this exam, notably asking his parents to buy one of his very expensive bestial spirit pills, which allows him for a short moment to activate the potential of his bestial spirit. But why can't he find Lin Yuan? What a stupid question. He's probably gone to find a place to hide. Him and his pitiful E rank. He didn't care about our hero. This guy doesn't belong here anymore. Well, whatever, if he no longer wishes to show his face again, it doesn't pose a problem for him. May he be a little happy for the rest of his life. This guy finally disappeared from her life. But in the distance, a boy and a girl could be heard talking. Lin Yuan was with Shui. The two were chatting happily. Shui can't let it pass. How dare he reappear before her eyes alongside Shui? And then seeing him so relaxed is a real surprise. Wouldn't it be Lin Yuan? He must have had a good result, is not it? Instead, yes. Finally, he is satisfied with it. Oh, satisfied. He is far too modest. He had to work so hard to pass the 1st level. After all, no one who participates could fail so quickly, is not it? The two couldn't care less about the weakest beast spirit in their school. which had the gift of annoying the beauty of the campus. Shui asked our hero if he remembers their little bet. Now that he tells her, he had almost forgotten. Since he took the initiative to mention it, he had to prepare to lose, is not it? Lose? Against a trash like him. It was at the same time that it was announced that the results were available. Everyone rushed to see them. They wanted to know who would be first this year. Shui is convinced that first place is for him. But in front of the billboard, he noted with dismay that he was third. What do you mean only third? How come there are 2 people better than him? In second place, Sumit Shui, who managed to pass 9 out of 10 levels. What do you mean Shui is second? He never believed that his talent would be greater than his. But even having passed 9 levels, she is only second. Who is the genius who managed to reach first place? What he saw on the screen was like a cold shower. The first is none other than Lin Yuan, who managed to finish the 10 levels of the test. Lin Yuan. But it's absolutely impossible. How was he able to complete all 10 levels while being rank E? Most students, not knowing who it was, wondered who this genius was. But above all, what kind of beastly spirit could he have awakened to complete the test? In any case, he is the black horse. This year's underdog. However, this does not detract from the sublime success of Sumit Shui with his 9 levels. It's a shame for her that she fell face to face with such a monster this year. At any rate, the most embarrassing is none other than Homo Shui. He was bragging about his success like never before, and he is only third. He died of shame. Our hero realized that he had lost his bet. He hopes he keeps his promise. As a result, does he want to consume the lower bag of crystals raw, or does he want some spices? All the students turned towards Lin Yuan, the first on the exam. For his part, Shui couldn't believe that Lin Yuan's result would be higher than hers. That said, it's not a surprise, since when she gave him her result, he was anything but shocked. But deep down, the question is none other than how he did it. It's impossible. He has an E-rank beast spirit. How can he achieve such results? There is no doubt, he must have cheated. The students were all wondering if Shui was telling the truth. But is it even possible to cheat on the test? And then, Shui stands next to Lin Yuan. Cheating. So he really thinks he needed to cheat to defeat him. If it's not the case, let them tell him how he managed to overcome 10 levels with a rank E beast spirit. The whole school wondered if they had heard correctly. Isn't rank E the weakest of all? But then, how does he achieve this? Is it possible that he actually cheated? Impossible, it's virtual combat. He can't bring anything there, then how? The little dragon noticed that many were suspicious of his prowess. But who said that an E rank can't pass the 10 levels of the test? To his knowledge, there are no such rules. Don't let him get too big-headed. He is going to take the matter to the palace arbitration. He will reveal to the world the detestable methods he used. Arbitration. The little dragon explains that if a candidate has doubts about the result, he can submit a request to the palace to arbitrate the participation of one of the candidates. However, this is a fairly rare procedure. In this case, if that's what he wants to do, let him do it. But he says it here and now. He didn't cheat, and it would be better for him if he kept his promise about their bet. Their quarrel had been interrupted. Why is everyone so loud? This is the chief examiner, Zhao. The system expected no less from a Lord-rank beast spirit master. He has a more than intimidating presence. The students were in shock to see someone so strong. He is a master who has reached the rank of Lord and has this star. This is the furious Earth Bear. He firmly asks who requested to submit a request for arbitration to the palace. Zhu Han denounces himself. He thinks candidate Lin Yuan cheated to get his results. He awakened an E-rank beast spirit only 2 weeks ago, and yet he managed to pass all 10 levels of the test. This is by no means normal. He thus asks the palace to give them a valid explanation. Wow, it so happened that by coincidence he was able to attend Lin Yuan's performance. In short, he monitored almost the entire exam and found nothing abnormal. Unless of course he's implying he's being helped to cheat. Zhu Han responds in serious tone to Examiner Zhao that he is proud of Zhenhai's life. There's no way he could doubt himself. But he insists, candidate Lin Yuan awakened an E-rank beast spirit. He is convinced that everyone here knows very well what the letter E stands for. It is neither more nor less impossible that he managed to finish all 10 levels. His request is therefore simple: let Examiner Zhao show everyone Lin Yuan's fights. However, the latter cannot grant his request because of palace rules. If there is no special circumstance, the chief examiner cannot reveal confidential information of a student. In this case, there is a way to check if all 10 results are valid or not. Let him speak. He only needs to let him fight Lin Yuan. If he wins, this will mean that he is indeed capable of passing the 10 levels. On the other hand, if he loses, this will mean that his results are fraudulent and that he cheated to obtain them. The crowd was elated at this provocation. But Xian tells our hero that this is an attempt to humiliate him in public. The system and our hero understood Xian's intentions very well. He just wants a chance to defeat him and prove to everyone that he's worthless. Xian asks Zhao if he has the right to challenge Lin Yuan. This should not be forbidden in the Palace of Beast Spirits, is not it? He actually has the right, but he must obtain the agreement of the one who challenged him. It remains to be seen whether our hero intends to accept or not. But deep down, everyone knows they have no choice. If he refuses, this will tell everyone that he is a cheater. Xian asks him if he accepts. Xian tells him that if he is not confident, it can always decline. But our hero replies that he cannot ignore someone who provokes him in such an arrogant way. If he withdraws now, there is no chance that he cannot teach him a good lesson and terrorize him into submission. He accepts the challenge. Everyone was in shock. Lin Yuan accepted Humo Xian's challenge. To be honest, Zhao doesn't think this fight is really necessary. Whether it's first or third, they are both geniuses. There is no reason to fight over something so futile. He already said it, but he can assure that Lin Yuan did not cheat. The fact that everyone was siding with our hero made Xian angry. All right. Since he didn't cheat, he shouldn't have any problem fighting then. Let Examiner Zhao referee their fight. He's going to show everyone how badass this guy is. Heaving a sigh, the prestigious examiner tells him he will make one. Let those who want to watch the fight come to the palace arena. All the students had gathered in the said arena. If both contestants are ready, the fight can begin. However, first you have to explain the rules. The fight will take place as if it were a training session. Both fighters have the right to use their full power, but they are forbidden to kill their adversary. If one of the contestants abandons the fight, this will end immediately. They cannot use any forbidden item that would help them beat their opponent. Finally, anyone who breaks the rules will be considered a loser. Did they understand correctly? The two antagonists answer yes in unison. In this case, the fight can begin. Lin Yuan pointed out to his opponent that everything that happens today is his fault. He didn't expect him to break his promise and make a big deal out of it. So he plans to give him a chance. He gets on his knees and begs him for mercy. So, he will consider forgetting their bet. To tell the truth, it is a waste to feed it from the lower stones. These words caused Su Han to become extremely angry. They want to bury immediately. The S-rank reptile skeleton king had just merged with Lin Yuan's opponent. Spectators were captivated by the impressive bestial spirit. They expected no less from number 3 in the ranking. Su Han's offensive had not had the slightest effect on our hero, which had dodged effortlessly. So like that, this bastard doesn't even plan to use fusion. Viewers begin to wonder if he actually cheated. Su Han knows full well that Lin Yuan's mind is a little lizard. Even though she doesn't have the slightest idea how he managed to beat the 10 levels. If Su Han decides to endanger our hero's life and Examiner Xiao doesn't intervene, she will be the one to save him. Even though he knows she can't hear him, the little dragon tells him that there is no chance that he will lose against this scum. Well, since he wants to drink his fusion, he's going to show it to him. Bestial fusion. The reptile skeleton king paled in comparison to the colossal lizard. No one could believe that this is an E-rank beast spirit. Su Han yells at him how he could grow up so fast. An E-rank beast spirit? So what? Who said they are weaker than S-rank beast spirits? He must avoid. If the subjects only remain once, they would be seriously injured. At any rate, there is no doubt about it. Lin Yuan has at least the strength of a general beast. It's simply impossible. How could his combat skills reach such a level in just a few days? Mess, he can't avoid this blow. He's screwed. But he possesses the S-rank beast spirit, the reptile skeleton king. He refuses to lose to an E-rank trash like him. He never imagined that he would dare to continue to provoke him. Lin Yuan had just grabbed Su Han's tail with ease, who asks him what he is doing. What he wants. He was throwing his opponent to the ground multiple times. And to the point of completely destroying it. He doesn't have the slightest chance of winning where Lin Yuan's victory is beyond doubt. The combat is completely unbalanced. So Examiner Zhao actually didn't favor Lin Yuan, instead he protected Su Han. She knew very well that Lin Yuan is not weak. But for an E-rank to become so strong, it's simply incredible. Not yet out of service, Su Han still refuses to admit defeat. He will never lose against a puppet like him. But by dint of smashing it, he had torn off his tail. Let him come to his senses, he lost. But who said that? This is not a finished body. Having been worth a pill, this fight has only just begun. Zhao knew very well what it was, a blood explosion pill. This allows those who consume it to greatly increase their power for a short period of time. His skills will thus join those of a 3-star general beast. However, the side effect of this drug will cause him to have to recover for at least a month. In short, he is completely crazy. He wants to defeat him at all costs, even if he has to break the rules. Yes, so in short, he's just a complete moron. Zhao had just intervened. Su Han broke the rules. He is disqualified and considered a loser. But Lin Yuan wasn't done either. Su Han, he is much weaker than he thought. The prestigious instructor wonders if our hero really intends to continue fighting Su Han. He must have seen him swallow the pill. He will kill him. Lin Yuan's confidence did not waver. His antagonist wondered how he could stay so calm when he is stronger than him. But suddenly, a powerful energy was concentrated around the mouth of our hero. Whatever he intends to do, he has no right to lose. But Lin Yuan's magic attack was ready. She had just hit head-on the men who thought he was untouchable. It had just been brutally demolished. Crushed against the queen's wall, the power of the attack he received was such that his fusion was cancelled. Su Han fell back, coughing up blood. Zhao announced the end of the fight. The winner is Lin Yuan. And this even though Su Han cheated by consuming a pill to increase his combat abilities. Is there anyone who still has the slightest objection to Lin Yuan's results? Fear had taken hold of the students. How could he beat someone so strong who cheated only to be even stronger? But who is the idiot who said that his beast spirit is rank E? Was he blind? But above all, has anyone here ever seen an E-rank nuke an S-rank like that? Holding Su Han like the scum he is, he asks one of the guards to take him to the infirmary. His injury should not endanger his life. But since he consumed a blood explosion pill, the side effects will keep him stuck in bed for 1 to 2 months. In any case, it's all a shame. After what he did, no prestigious school will want to take him. But his colleague tells him that he can only blame himself. He received what he deserved. In any case, the chief examiner duly congratulates our hero on his victory. Lin Yuan also thanks him. But why then? Simply for giving him the chance to get in some serious trouble. Basically, he knows that given Zhao's abilities, he would have been able to interrupt their fight the moment his opponent cheated. But he did not do it. Zhao explains. He's not just chief examiner. He also works for the recruitment office of the Mudu Academy. Does he want to join them? Lin Yuan is surprised by his request. The little dragon tells him that the Muda Beast Academy is as popular and prestigious as the Yanjing Academy. These two are at the top of the ladder. And those who can enter are geniuses among geniuses. But our hero, with a proud smile, asks Zhao if he shouldn't put a little more effort into recruiting him. After all, he is number 1 in Junhai's life. He was stunned by what he heard. Is he a normal person? The first thing he takes into account is the benefits that the academy will bring him. Our hero continues. The Mudu Academy is certainly at the top, but it must necessarily offer advantages, is not it? Exactly. As long as he is ready to join them, he will receive €50 in entry grant as well as 20 superior crystals. 5 beast spirit pills and a weapon worthy of a general beast. In terms of monetary value, the stones and pills correspond to no less than 45,000 euros. Zhao punctuates by saying that this is the best the academy can offer him. But he is interrupted by someone yelling at him that he is ashamed. They haven't even started recruiting yet and he's already trying to stay on top of things. Our hero wonders who this person is who dares to speak to Zhao in this tone. This is the recruiter Cheng Yu of the Yangjing Beast Academy. But Zhao retorts that he can't stop talking nonsense. What is stopping him from wanting to recruit a talented individual? But Cheng calls out to our hero and tells him that he doesn't have to get caught up in the Mudu Academy game. This is weaker than theirs and if he joins them, he will obtain the 50 euros entrance grant as well as 40 superior crystals and 10 bestial spirit pills. The spectators had heard their conversation. Yangjing Academy is truly generous. Moreover, they could not believe that this was the treatment reserved for the greatest genius. But after all, it's normal to offer so much for someone who is able to beat all 10 levels 2 weeks after awakening. So like that, this bastard is trying to take away a prodigy he had in his sights from the start. Oh, he's not going to let him do it. But who is he threatening? Does he really think he's afraid of him? The intense pressure released by the two titans is purely unbearable. So this is what the strength of Great Lord's Beast Spirit Masters really is. At the same time, a third force had entered the scene. Are these two really causing such chaos over a student's recruitment? Lin Yuan couldn't believe that someone was able to crush Laura of the Furious Earth Bear and the Ghost Tiger of the Underworld. Would this big pile be even stronger than the two recruiters? The new entrant, Ding Lushan, calls out to our hero. He tells him that if he joins Sichuan Beast Academy, he will obtain 30 euros in scholarships as well as 5 years of superior crystals and 10 beast spirit pills. However, each semester, he will obtain new 20 stones and this, until he graduated. Everything he wants from them, it is to have the most powerful on their side. Finally, it's all the recruiters that Lin Yuan screws with. Cheng cuts this little conversation short and asks our hero what his choice is. First of all, he would like to sincerely thank him for their proposal. But outside of the Yangjing and Mudu academies, he does not intend to consider the other requests. The powerful Ding Lushan withdraws, telling him that if he changes his mind, he can always find it. Our hero tells him that he will contact him again if that happens. The remaining two, Cheng and Zhao, insist to Lin Yuan to hurry up and choose. He tells them that he will give them his answer before the recruitment festival begins. He hopes they understand that he needs a little more time before making his choice. The two recruiters respect his decision and tell him that they will wait for his response. But as soon as he withdrew, their antagonisms heated up as much as their language flourished. The little dragon congratulates our hero and tells him that thanks to his victory against Yu Mo Xian, which was considered by the system as a beast of general rank, he got a silver chest. Let him hurry to open it, this is the first time he's had a chest like this. But before he even has time to do so, Lin Yuan is called out. Shui had descended into the arena. She found it truly fantastic. He is now the number 1 in Zhenhai City. So many prestigious schools want to recruit him, so which academy does he plan to choose? For his part, she hesitates between Yangjing and Mo. They don't tell her that they plan to join the same one as her. And why not? It wouldn't be bad if they could take care of each other. All the same, there are several things to consider before deciding. That said, Shui explains to him that when it comes to developing combat skills, the best choice would be Yangjing. But she plans to choose Mo Du Academy. Our hero asks him why. Simply because there is someone in Yangjing that she refuses to see. It seems like this is something she really doesn't want to talk about. So Lin Yuan does not insist. Returning to his home, Lin Yuan had to bear the excitement of the little dragon. It's 100 evolution points and a general beast rank weapon. The Burning Red Claw. This can burn any enemy when it hits them and cause additional attribute damage. Lin Yuan found that it was indeed not bad. What do you mean not bad? It's excellent, great, yes. The rank of weapons follows that of the beast spirits. A general beast rank weapon is worth at least several thousand euros. Lin Yuan didn't expect it to be so precious. And even, it's quite affordable. As for royal beasts and more, we go into the hundreds of thousands or even millions. Given his fortune, maybe they have a chance to get one in the future. In this case, he must quickly become stronger to reach the rank of royal beast. About it, has he had time to think about the academy he plans to join? Lin Yuan asks the little dragon if he has any information to give him. Well, there is a saying that the Nanjing Beast Academy trains experts, where the Mudu Academy trains experts of experts. And in his opinion, he thinks he will appreciate the environment at Mudu's much better. And why that? They love to fight. Over there, it's all about power. As for the academy, they even created 3 special ranks: Dragon, King Beast and Divine Beast. It's all about rankings. In short, where the Nanjing Academy allows the greatest geniuses to stay in their comfort zone, at Mudu, it's a constantly unforgiving coliseum. If he wants to become stronger, he must choose the Mudu Beast Academy, who just stormed into Zhao's office like a fury. Is there a problem? In any case, he has something to tell her. The prodigy Lin Yuan decided to enlist with them. What a shame for him. Let him stop bragging. He respects his choice, but why did Samukshu also come to his house? Good God, he got the information quickly. But how does he know her? It's not just knowing her. At any rate, that he doesn't blame him for not telling him about it. But he'd better take good care of her while she's in Mudu. His past is not so smooth. Earlier in his office, our 2 heroes were inquiring about their future enlistment. Zhao explains that under normal conditions, everything will be given to them at the academy once they enroll. However, he can make the request in advance so that it is distributed more quickly. And what about her? Would she also like to receive the compensation sooner? She tells him that won't be necessary. She can wait, like everyone. Zhao confides in Sheng that she doesn't seem to be short of money like Lin Yuan. It's not particularly appropriate for him to give the details of the situation. But he must keep in mind that he must take good care of her. 3 days later, to the Palace of Beastly Spirits, our hero did not expect the grant to arrive so quickly. €50 entrance grant, 20 superior crystals, 5 beast spirit pills, and Rambeth General's black rose armor. This equipment will allow its scales to be more resistant and his spine to arm itself with sharp blades. He will thus be able to obtain a double-edged anti-injury defense effect. It seems that this school is of significant importance to it. But deep down, our hero knows that equipment is not the most important thing. On the other hand, the bottom 50 is equivalent to 5 bottom crystals. That gives him 5 million evolution points. Back at the palace, the same receptionist as last time wondered how many lesser crystals he wanted this time. No less than 5. Pardon. He needed a truck to transport them. He thanks the receptionist, who wondered why he needed it so much. This guy is a total mystery. Back home, he had to admit that it would have been rather annoying to reveal to the driver the address of the abandoned hangar he is using. He will leave the crystals at home for a while. But why wouldn't he absorb them while keeping his human form? The Inuan asks the little dragon if it is really possible. Shouldn't he use fusion to absorb the energy from the crystals? Normally, yes. But he owns the system. And he can rely on him to help him absorb everything. Why didn't he tell her sooner? Quite simply because it's much too slow and above all because it consumes much more energy than when he is in his beast form. But since they have no choice, it was time for our hero to start his feast. In position, he was ready to absorb the first stone. It is a success. He obtained 1,000 evolution points. However, it took him 15 minutes. It is indeed excessively slow. If he wants to absorb the 5, they have no time to waste. All night long, he continued to absorb energy from the stones, one by one. Possibly, the little dragon tells him that his body has mutated. He now has resistance to radioactive radiation. Our hero asks him what he means by that. Well, from now on, he will no longer have to fear radioactivity. And knowing that nuclear weapons were used to eliminate monsters, his body will not be affected in these radioactive areas. It's amazing. He has 2 months ahead of him to absorb all the crystals. They must continue to become stronger. In the conference room of the Academy Modu, Principal Wang Ting is about to start their meeting. He begins by congratulating everyone present here for their good work over the past few days. Their recruitment period is finally over. At any rate, this generation of Beast Spirit Masters seems much better than that of previous years. Of course, it's not just their academy that benefits, but also others. That said, and despite this rise of genius, this is going to take a very long time to bring their new students to the glory promised to them. Chances are he will have already retired by then. He spoke with the directors of other academies. They are going to organize an inter-school competition to see who is the most powerful of this generation. In the press hall of the Academy Modu, reporters and other journalists thought it was an excellent idea to organize an inter-school competition. This will also calm down the equals of some geniuses. But he is told, however, that it is not really doing newcomers a favor to recruit them the day before a tournament. The main thing explains itself. This competition has already been decided. If he asked everyone to come here, this is so that he can provide him with a list. The principal is asked how many teachers are needed. Exactly 12. 10 principals and 2 substitutes. One of the teachers at Modu Academy suggests choosing them according to the dragon rankings. There is no weakling among them. This is one of the 3 ranks of the academy. Only newbies who have been registered for less than a year can try to enter. But if they dig in, however, they will have to choose according to their combat ability. And yes, it's not all about brute force. For example, their number 1, his Glade and Rainbow Butterfly play a supporting role. About it, the principal heard that he successfully reached the general beast level of this star. Certainly, but in pure one-on-one combat, he would be seen as weak. On the other hand, if he is assigned a 9-star general beast comrade, his abilities could rival those of a royal beast. The man who spoke first stands up and tells the principal that he understands what he is saying. It is possible to use the dragon rank as a reference, but not the internal ranking, since it is unknown whether or not the competition will have co-op fights. Precisely, this is the first inter-school competition, which will be broadcast on all screens in the country. It must also serve as a model for organizing future tournaments. So, he hopes that everyone will contribute to the organization of such an event. Their goal is none other than absolute excellence, to be able to distinguish themselves as the best in the country. Still standing, men counts for everything. Jo seems particularly happy with this year's recruitment. Could he take a look himself? It's not that impressive. Only Samukshu is a good prospect. And then why did he recruit an E rank? Jo tells him that he just has to lower the poster a little. How was E rank candidate Lin Yuan able to pass all 10 levels? To tell the truth, if he had not seen it with his seen eyes, he never would have believed it either. Furthermore, this is his first attempt at the beastly test. Isn't it very mysterious? Possible. But all that matters, he is a genius. And he can't wait to see his talents in action when classes begin. He had been absorbing energy from the lower crystals for a month. He's been wielding radioactive energy for so long that he's learned a new skill. The blast of nuclear energy. Lin Yuan asks the little dragon what it is. It's quite simple. Nuclear energy blast can eject rays of radioactive particles whose exothermic light can reach 550 degrees C. Does he want to spend 1 million evolution points to learn it? Obviously. 1 million points for an S-rank talent, it's a golden deal. This month, he absorbed the energy of 500 crystals and a body. It has 1.5 million body evolution points in stock. Which means his hard work is worth it. It remains to be seen what level he will be able to reach with so many evolution points. He begins by ordering the little dragon to use 500 to increase its size. The system is overjoyed at this turn of events. Let him continue with 200 to increase the hardness of the armor. And another 200,000 to increase the sharpness of the claws. Which he punctuates by putting 300 to increase the capacity of the bionuclear reactor. Faced with these statistics, our hero remained stoic. But the little dragon proudly tells him that he is now at the top of the general beasts. Heaving a sigh, however, he was convinced that he would be able to break this threshold with 1.5 million evolution points. Yet, it only went from 3 to 7 stars. Could it be possible that he is too greedy? But the little dragon tells him that he still has 2,500 inferior crystals. That's 500 body evolution points in stock. He's not entirely sure if that's enough to advance to Beast King. However, Our hero would never have imagined that it would be necessary to speak in millions when it comes to rising from stars to the rank of Beast King. It was said that on the side of the royal rank, the numbers must be absolutely staggering. The little dragon tells him that if that isn't enough to break the landing, he will only have to resell the superior crystals to buy inferior ones with them. For once, that should do it. Well, that's what he's going to do. He will have reached the rank of Beast King before classes begin. A month later, at the train station, our hero is addressed by a voice that is familiar to him. It's Shue, Jo's recruiter, and they're him too. It doesn't hurt that he can pick them up to take them to school. At any rate, it would be better for him to hurry so as not to miss their train. Once inside it, Shue asks Lin Yuan what he did during these 2 months. He did not respond to any of her messages. But he explains to him that he has been busy with his training. He thus cut off all means of communication so as not to be distracted. And what about her? She had to work hard, no. Obviously. She didn't just break through to the rank of General Beast. She has reached 3 stars. But she knows very well that he was already at this level 2 months ago. He must certainly be at a much higher level now. And to think she worked so hard to make up for it. But our hero reassures her. She has already made excellent efforts to get to this point. Finally, down the hall, Zhao tells this of the students that they have arrived. Shue didn't have the words to describe the luxury of such a cabin. Ordinary seats on this train already cost a small fortune. The fact that their recruiter and future teacher Zhao has a private cabin testifies to the tremendous treatment received by intelligence masters. He explains to his students that if there is no incident, he should reach the academy by evening. But Lin Yuan asks him what he means by no accident. To be brief, when the train is on its way, there is a chance that he will come across animals. They call them bestial hordes. What he means by incident refers to assaults by the bestial hordes. Or potential clashes with beast lords, even royal beasts. Lin Yuan tells him that this all looks rather dangerous. But Professor Zhao reassures him. All this is extremely rare. And even if it has to happen, he will risk his life to escort them to safety, them, and the passengers of this train. Even against a royal beast, it can last a minimum of 5 minutes. As the train sped by, our hero could not believe that a force of nature like Zhao can only hold a royal rank beast for 5 minutes. It seems that these are much more terrifying than he had imagined. He barely had time to think when there was a frantic knock at their cabin door. One of the train controllers explains to Zhao that the radar has detected a beastly horde. These are approaching them at high speed. For now, they are 10 kilometers away. He's afraid that in 10 minutes, the train does not meet them. The instructor asks the controller how big the horde is. He replies that there must be 3 king beasts, 50 general beasts and between 200 and 300 war beasts. He ends by saying that there are already 2 masters running to the scene. Zhao calls out to his 2 students and asks them if they want to join him. Let them not worry, in reality this is a small horde. Not a major problem. In short, it could give them a good combat experience. No problem for our hero. And if he goes, Du is also there. The train stopped, our 3 protagonists were heading towards the battlefield. Zhao asks them if they know how to use these vehicles. It shouldn't be a problem, Lin Yuan replies. Where Du admits to them that she has never driven one. It's not a big deal, Zhao tells her that she can ride with Lin Yuan. Now that they follow him closely, they don't have a second to lose. Lin Yuan found that he left without waiting for them. He is absolutely irresponsible. Well, whatever, let her go up. Du asks him if he really knows how to drive such a machine. Absolutely not. But it shouldn't be this hard. He knew how to learn to drive, so why wouldn't he be able to get used to that too? Starting the machine, he had pressed the pedal and began to speed away. It's just like a motorcycle. In the valley, the latecomers had caught up with their teacher and asked him if they were still far from the beastly horde. No, but before they take part in the fight, he must warn them. If they come across a fierce beast that they cannot defeat, they must flee without hesitation. Compared to gaining experience, their safety is much more important. Just arrived, Zhao had launched his fusion. The derisive bear would begin to purge the horde. A colossal force emanated from his paw. Earth Grey. By the force of his attack, the earth began to shake. And this to the point of carrying the monsters that stood in front of him into the abyss. If the Lord rank allows the earth to be opened, it is possible that royal rank can break mountains. However, they were still far from having defeated all the monsters in the horde. It was time for our two heroes to merge. The powerful lizard and the agile snow wolf had just entered the scene. And their effectiveness should not be underestimated. That said, even stronger monsters were starting to rear their heads. Shue had just cast a powerful ice spell, which had not had the slightest effect on the head. With his burning red claw, Lin Yuan knocked the creature to the ground. Shue knows full well that this monster is at least a counterpart of a general beast. And yet, Lin Yuan defeated him with one blow. But how strong has he become? At the heart of the train, the pilot had called his superior. Let him take a look at the radar. This one was wondering if it is dysfunctional. Normally, purple lights indicate the presence of beast kings, is not it? This situation is not normal. There should be no more than 3. So why did a 4th appear? But he had barely noticed her when she had just disappeared. The boss understood. They face a beast that can hide its aura. He must train the masters on the front as quickly as possible. On the battlefield, horrors and anguish reigned supreme. The creature had heard a noise. New prey presented itself to her. Zhu asked Lin Yuan how many general beasts they killed in total. But he doesn't have the slightest idea. Maybe a dozen. To These's words, a distortion had just appeared alongside Zhu, which hadn't noticed her. The creature, which had barely appeared, was preparing to use its venom to attack Zhu. She noticed it too late. She can't dodge. But our hero yells at him to close his eyes. Let her make sure that the blood doesn't touch them. With a keen reflex, he had thrown his arm into a bath of blood. The creature had felt the blow pass. The system explained to Lin Yuan that this is the Black Claw Beast. She is of royal beast rank and specializes in stealth. Our hero tells him that it appears there was an error in the information they were given. That's 4 rank beast king. But as our hero chats with his system, Zhu is surprised by the monster's skills. It screamed horrible, threatening screams at our protagonist. To which Lin Yuan retorts, he doesn't have to be a bad loser. But as soon as his words are spoken, he disappeared. Our two heroes were wondering where he could have gone. But he must be careful, it can reappear at any time. Barely his words spoken, as the creature appears behind Lin Yuan. His attack had hit. But the colossal lizard's resistance was not ready to give in to such a weak attack. Lin Yuan asks him if he used any force. The creature screamed in pain. He had just grabbed her. With a pretty smile, he tells her it's her turn. Having seized the monster's mouth, he had just forced it open. Let him taste his nuclear breath. He had just launched an infernal attack right into the monster's mouth, which exploded on the spot. Zhao was surprised by such an attack. Returning to his human form, having seized the Rong by 3 crystal, he wondered how much he could sell it for. But he is interrupted by his teacher, who asks him how he managed to kill the Black Claw Beast. Did he not see it? Having noticed that he is hiding a crystal, he tells him that this one doesn't matter. But let him answer her honestly. What are its real combat capabilities? Well, let's just say he just made it to the first star of Rong by 3. His teacher asks him how is this possible. He was only at the 2-star General Beast rank during the test. Damn it, but how could he reach the rank of by 3 in just 2 months? Lin Yuan whispers a secret that he doesn't want him to leak. It is actually capable of absorbing radiation from lower crystals. This revelation, Zhao couldn't believe it. Shui, barely arrived, asks our hero if he is okay. To which he replies yes. In any case, he owes him a debt of gratitude. If he hadn't been there, he would have stayed there just now. Lin Yuan tells him that his fighting skills are not bad. But she is too subject to her emotions, which prevents him from making rational decisions. Zhao intervenes, however, to say that this is not surprising. This is his first combat experience. Furthermore, in such a context, it's normal to be somewhat emotionally shaken. But Shui tells her teacher that she must hold herself to higher standards. She refuses to make excuses, otherwise at this rate, she will become a burden for them and for the entire academy. But deep down, our two protagonists are happy to have escaped unscathed. However, this guy is definitely not normal. At sunset, the train was able to resume its route. But Zhao could never have believed that Lin Yuan could absorb radioactive energy. This type of talent is unique in the world. There is no doubt. It's possible he's the genius the principal talked about. Zhao calls out to our hero and tells him that he has collected all the rewards from their fight. He stored them in this storage badge. After bringing him back to the palace, he will give him the money he owes him. But Lin Yuan asks him what a storage badge is. Yes, it's true that he's never used one before. This is an item that only Rambate 3 masters can request to obtain. It's a copper storage tool that costs a whopping 200 euros to produce. But within it, 10 cubic meters of various objects can be stored. All his money was used to purchase lesser crystals. So, if he needs it, he can lend it to him. Our hero thanks him very much for talking to him about it. It will be more than useful to him in the future. And for sure, he's going to have to get one. Zhao tells him that he has nothing to worry about. Their establishment is a powerful structure that will never lack resources. For them, money is nothing. If he makes it into the top 10 of the Hidden Dragon rankings, he will be able to choose a private dormitory. And get the chance to represent the university in the next Freshers tournament. It's understood. Shui wakes up slowly and calls out to her teacher. If the academy is so rich, shouldn't the dormitories be independent? It will be extremely inconvenient for them to cultivate themselves. But Zhao replies that the dormitory is only good for resting and sleeping. In reality, students have rooms dedicated to their training and cultivation. They can use them whenever they want. It's a relief for our hero, otherwise his secret would have been exposed if he had been tricked into absorbing her crystals in the dormitory. Zhao continues. If they wish to sleep in an individual dormitory, it's not impossible. They only have to make a donation of 500 euros to the school for 4 years. They will have an individual dormitory with even a garden. 500. Our two protagonists were in perfect contrast. Where Lin Yuan wondered what this kind of scam was, she and Shui found it excessively affordable. Mess, but how rich she is. Thank you for watching this video.